x39, and I'm very intrigued by how it, from what I've heard, that our x39, as the copper peptide raises up in your body, the stem cell activity works in all organs. So tell us the difference between these injections. Obviously the cost is one factor, and then what are they doing?
Yeah, so back when we started this research, this was in the late 2000s, we began a program where over a course of 10 years, we invested $4.3 million into stem cell research. And we did some of our research in the United States. We did some of the research out at the National University of Ireland in Galway. I was very fortunate to work with Dr. Tim O'Brien. He's one of the most well-respected medical doctors in the world in stem cell research. And we also received a grant from Scientific Foundation Ireland into stem cell research. And some of the things that we found out back in the late 2000s is that there are an enormous number of risks associated with stem cell injections. Now, to clarify this, there is no question that stem cell therapy is the way of the future. And at some point in the future, stem cell therapy will be approved. It'll be extremely expensive, but it will work and it will save people's lives. And diseases that we live with today, such as heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ALS, those things will become a thing of the past because we'll be able to take young, healthy stem cells, inject them into the body, and regenerate this damaged tissue. No question that's the future, but we're not there yet. And the reason is because when you inject stem cells into the body, depending on what the source is, so is the source your own stem cells or is it someone else's, the stem cells won't necessarily divide the way that you want them to. So we'll start out with an omnipotent or pluripotent stem cell, and then that will divide into what's called a multipotent stem cell, and that will further divide into specialized tissue. So in early studies, such as in Japan, where they were looking at how do we treat Parkinson's disease, and the studies were done on primates, they would inject the stem cells into the brain as a way to treat Parkinson's, and then what would happen is those stem cells would divide uncontrollably, the animal would die, they would open up the animal and find muscle tissue, liver tissue, hair inside of the animal's brain because the stem cells didn't know how to divide. They didn't know how to turn into what they were supposed to. This gets back into the natural biological code. We all have stem cells in our body right now, and as we age, normally the stem cells would decline in their ability to release growth factors and repair tissue. But because this is innate to our own bodies, the stem cells, they know what to do because they're following the code that God created us with. So we're totally fine. Now, what happens though is, if we look biblically at this, we would say Adam was immortal, he fell from grace, lifespan of humanity was about 1,000 years, then humanity kind of went crazy in a bad way, then after the flood, lifespan is about 120 years. We can actually look at biologically how this all happened. There are clues and codes in the Bible that tell us exactly what's going on here. That's a story for another day. But this is all to say that we have something called the Hayflick limit, which is each time the cells divide, the telomeres which control how long our cells are going to live, they shorten, and eventually our body's not going to make any new cells, and it's not going to make any more stem cells. So if we look at, well, how could we reverse this? How could we attain biblical ages, right? How could we live to be past 120 or 130 years? Is it possible to live to be hundreds of years old and stay young in the process? We have to look back at our biological code. So one of the signaling molecules here and the future of where our industry and where the world is going, it It's not going to be in normal supplementation. The way we think about supplements today, it's going to completely change. We're going to be looking at ways to induce epigenetic changes in the cells to restore youth and vitality, and then the body already knows what to do. There's good biology and good science behind this. So this is all to say that copper peptide is one of the most single important regulatory peptides in the entire body, controlling thousands of genes, about 1/3 of the human genome. So what this means is you restore your levels of copper peptide, you can reclaim a part of your youth, you can reclaim better stem cell activity, and you can better support the natural healing process in the body. So in terms of tools, copper peptide is number one for what we have today.
Please don't repeat that to your next prospect. All right, but